Thank you. That's very nice of you. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Now, before I start, I want to point out, none of the jokes I'm doing tonight contain cholesterol or any saturated fat. So you can laugh at all of these jokes without worrying when you go home that you're going to gain an ounce. And if you don't laugh, you will gain an escort out in the parking lot. So, we got a good show tonight. A lot of the suits are here tonight. Executives from NBC hang around backstage.
Nice.
I was talking to Jay Leno backstage, and Jay keeps coming up and saying, "How you feeling? How you feeling?" I said, the old ticker's feeling good. Thank you, Jay, for your concern. Now, as you probably know, television has, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, we've had them for 2 weeks, what are known as ratings weeks or sweep periods. You know what that means? I think NBC is putting on Elle Macpherson in a swimsuit edition.
Yeah.
It gets big ratings. Today, during a civil ceremony on the Donahue Show, 2 men married each other. It is true. I'm not making this up. And I don't want to tell you how they figured out who the best man was. And there was an awkward moment when Phil caught the bouquet. I mean, what the hell is the world coming to? 2 men got married on television on a daytime show. I'm not lying to you. One of them was a transsexual, so after the ceremony, they threw converted rice. It is. Where are our standards? Not on this show, but there got to be some standards. Well, the big news in the country, the Queen of England. Queen Elizabeth, of course, is here, and last night she went to a baseball game in Baltimore. Yeah, and Queen, of course, is very proper, very dignified, but she felt quite at home at the game because just by coincidence, it was crown night. And everybody got a free tiara. It was just... And it was kind of cute. I don't know whether she enjoyed the game, but she sneaked a souvenir. She hid the pitcher's mound under her hat. Big hat. Prince Philip, I'll be honest, was not all that impressed. He said baseball was just cricket with scratching. Did you see the television pictures yesterday of the Queen going through kind of a poor section in Washington, D.C.? And so, a nice lady there broke protocol and hugged the Queen. Which apparently you're not supposed to touch the Queen or offer your hand unless she does. But she hugged the Queen, and Her Majesty was extremely nice about it. But they did take her back to the British Embassy and sprayed her with commoner repellent. Now, did you see the Queen making her speech from the Rose Garden in the White House the other day? And they had the microphones in front of her, and her whole face was blocked by this bank of... All you saw was this hat, because Bush spoke, and somebody forgot to put a little step stool out for the Queen. You see, Dan Quayle has one little job. And he couldn't handle that. Now the Queen is on her way to Florida. That's just what Florida needs, another little old lady with bad taste in clothes. The Queen got on the plane to head for Florida and found Sununu in her seat with his golf bag. God. Well, anyway, she's a lovely lady, and it's nice to have some royalty here. And speaking of special events, did you see today or this week is the 100th birthday of Spam?
Yes.
The 100th birthday of Spam, and the first can of Spam is still sitting on a shelf at Ralph's Market and has not yet reached the expiration date. Still sitting there. A little show business news, Roseanne Barr does it again this Sunday, folks. She performs the national anthem at a softball game. I'm not making it up. Now, I don't want to put her voice down, but last time Miss Barr sang, 8 dogs hanged themselves with their own leashes. Another little milestone, the very first Academy Awards were held on this day. You know the year? 1929. Goes back that far. Now, the hardest thing for that first show was finding the previous year's winners to announce the nominees. A little too far out, huh? All right, the bizarre item of the day was in the paper this morning. I imagine television has picked this up. A professional clown named Buttons, did you read this story? Was convicted in Ohio of attempting to murdering his wife. Professional clown. You should know him. He was... I'm talking a professional clown, folks. Tried to murder his wife. Now, he tried various methods to do her in. His first choice of the murder weapon was his best friend, Nino the Human Cannonball. And Nino wanted nothing to do with it. Then he tried stepping on her with a pair of size 37 yellow shoes and running over with a teeny little car. Buttons, the professional clown. He has... Boy, I was on such a roll. Now, he's been held in prison, you understand, Buttons the clown, and he tried to escape one night, but when the guard tower spotlight hit him, he couldn't resist trying to sweep it up. And then it was a long time. They had a terrible time trying to book the guy. You know, they take your watch, they take your belt, and they had to take away the 45 feet shoelaces he had for those big yellow shoes. You know what he was going to give the hitman for murdering his wife? A microwave oven. Can you imagine killing somebody for a microwave oven? I mean, is it worth all that just to get a Swanson's Hungry Man TV dinner? Of course it's not. Anyway, tonight, good show tonight. You're in a good mood. Mr. Jay Leno is a guest here tonight. Yes. One of the young stars from Family Matters, Jaleel White, is with us tonight. Jaleel White. So stay where you are. We will be right back. Okay. This crowd is wired tonight, aren't they? Okay. Simmer down. Simmer down, folks. We have standards here.
Which we never meet.
We've never met them. Anyway, I want to show you something that's kind of interesting. I'm going to show you an actual... You think this is we gagged this one up. This is an actual cereal box from Iraq. It's for Trix Frosted Corn Puffs, American product, and this is the way they sell it in Iraq. Believe it or not. They have... Oh. No, we didn't. This is not a phony thing. They have the picture. They have the man's picture
everywhere.
Writing
on the back. The writing.
It's all...
Yeah.
All in Arabic, I guess, Arabic writing. And there is sand. Apparently, when foreign countries license American products, they can do, I guess, anything they like with the packaging. I'm going to show you a Pepsi can from Indonesia. Pepsi, there's the American writing, of course. That in, what is the language of Indonesia? I'm showing my ignorance here, but not the first time. Anyway, that is...
Our brilliant staff.
Anyway, that's the Pepsi can from Indonesia. Would you like to see a Monopoly game from the Soviet Union?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Here it is from the Soviet Union. Monopoly. Now, I read a little Russian because I'm studying. You see what that is there? And you know what that is in Russian?
What?
Start.
Oh. Okay.
No, a C in Russian is an S. The P is an R. So that's that simple. Start. And the is Monopoly. M-O-N-O-P-O-L-E. Yeah, Monopoly. No, that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Apparently, well, they also rip off American manufacturers, too. They do not, I guess, pay any attention to trademarks over there. Books are printed in Russia with not paying royalties, I guess, over here. Isn't that true? So we looked around. We have some more examples of products from other countries we thought maybe you'd like to see. First of all, we would like to show you the biggest selling shampoo in Sicily, which is Horse's Head and Shoulders. All right, now the number one selling beer in Ireland is loosely based on an American brand, which of course you're certainly familiar with.
Yes, sir.
But in Ireland, it is called Spudweiser. Let's move along to the next one. Here's one of the stranger products. Dutch running shoes. You ever hear of Dutch?
No, I've never heard of that.
Called Tree Box. Where will the hilarity end? Well, as you know, Russia's having a tough time economically. There are terrible food shortages in Russia, but they still import American ideas. They just change things slightly. As in this dinner product, stovetop nothing. And if you have coupons, you know, you get two for two.
Sure.
Now, I did a joke about Spam earlier. It is actually the 100th anniversary of Spam. You can buy Spam in Australia, but they make it out of kangaroo meat. Yes. And they call it Sprang. Now, as you know, our men and women spent a little time in Saudi Arabia, and they learned one thing. Take your own bathroom tissue, as you should to Russia. Yeah. Not the best quality. Because when they were in Saudi Arabia, a lot of them got stuck with this rather painful local brand, 12-gauge Sandy wipes. Would you like to see one of the best-selling cereals in France? Especially down the great Cathedral Notre Dame.
Yes.
Captain Hunch. Based, of course, on Quasimodo.
Yes. Oh.
Here's a favorite canned dessert in war-torn Iran. The Molotov fruit cocktail. And of course, I think I showed you this one before, the Sprang. Moving on to Italy. This is really an international comedy bit here. The number one treat at the Vatican is Tootsie Popes. Oh, now don't boo, folks. Don't boo. That's one of the Pope's favorite jokes. The man rides around in a Pope mobile, right?
That's right.
Have you seen the American cologne Surrender? This is the hot new Iraqi version called I Surrender. No, you can't, folks. You cannot buy Clean and Shine in Transylvania. That's right. You'll have to get your castle floors gleaming with this Frankenshine. Okay. You ever been to New Guinea?
No. Is it important?
No, not really, but you probably know insects are a major delicacy.
Oh, I heard that.
That's right. Well, look for the sign while you're in New Guinea. Bob's Bug Boy. If you happen to be in Beirut and you want clean hair, look for this, a product called G. Your head towel smells terrific. And if you're killing time in Libya, don't ask for Trivial Pursuit. The government in Libya has replaced it with a more lively game. Let me show you this game, folks. It's called Pitbull Pursuit. Easy. All right, easy. There you are, Pitbull Pursuit. $1 million in profit. And of course, my favorite, and I'm sure yours, sprang from Australia. Okay. We'll be right back with Jay Leno. I've been a big fan of Jay Leno since the very first time he appeared on The Tonight Show. What was it, some 8, 9 years ago, I guess? Maybe 10 years ago. Staff? How long ago was it?
12, 13.
They don't know.
He'll probably know.
Anyway, as you well know, he hosts the show when I'm off, and look where he's going to be. He's got a schedule that tomorrow night he's going to be performing in Salina, I believe it is. Salina, Kansas. Saturday, he'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, and next week at Harrah's and Lake Tahoe. Would you welcome Jay Leno?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
yeah, sure.
we do the headlines, funny things
Yes,
in
I
the
know.
paper, and this one had your name in it, so
You're
I thought
kidding.
I'd go to you. You might want to show it. It's your birthday. You might look at when you were born.
Well, this is on my birthday. This is in
Look under
the
your picture
paper.
there. It gives you a birthday.
All right, I'm going to read it first. It says, today's birthday is Tonight Show host Johnny Carson. Then it gets some other people, and then it shows under my picture. Oh, God. You got to come in close.
Look at the day and very well preserved. 1894 to 1961.
I've been dead for 30 years and don't know it. Gee. This is somebody sent these
That's
in
from
to
the
you?
Fort Myers paper, yeah.
All right, Pele. We had him on the show once. Pele, remember Pele? The
Oh,
great,
yes.
The soccer player. How you doing? How do you
Very
manage
good.
to get all this stuff in?
Oh, we just run around the country. That's all.
Yeah.
Tell joke, get check. Keep moving.
Get checked.
Tell joke, get check. Keep moving.
You know, one thing you boys done, which I love, you always talk about your parents. And you talk about them fondly. You don't do, some of the comics used to do put down parent jokes.
Oh, no, they're
but
terrific,
you
my
keep in
folks.
touch with them, and you...
Well, it's funny. My dad's Christmas present I got him finally came about a month and a half ago. Well, I had to... Well, see, I didn't know what to get my dad. And, so in December I called Mom. I said, Mom, what am I going to get Daddy for Christmas? I don't know. She goes, well, your father went to the home show, and he saw these Anderson thermal paint storm windows. Oh, he's been going crazy. He's got the... My father dreams about storm windows where the guys dream about Corvettes or women or something like
Storm
that.
windows.
So lawn care products, storm window, So I said, well, put Daddy on the phone, I said, Dad, what's this about? Oh, gee, son, these storm windows, the thermal paint's going on and on, He said, but it's very expensive. They want a lot of money to do the whole house. There's a lot of windows. So, boy, they're terrific. I said, well, gee, I'm doing pretty good. Get the storm windows, and that'll be my, oh, no, it's too, son, I'm not going to let you pay for that. I said, come on now, you put me through college, come on, let me get this, just order the storm windows, whatever it is, have the man send me the bill. Oh, gee, okay, he's all excited, So about a month and a half ago, the windows finally come, He calls me, he goes, gee, son, the windows are terrific, gee, they're great, they keep the cold air out and the warm air, he's going on and on. He said, but, I'm a little embarrassed, there's a little extra expense. And he said, yeah, I feel terrible. I said, what? It's all right, Dad. What's the expense? So, well, the man put the windows in for the price he said he'd put them in, And the windows come with a 15-year guarantee. And the man said for an extra $275. They give me a 30-year guarantee, so I got the 30-year guarantee. I said, Dad, you're 80. I mean, God bless you, Pop. I hope you make it. Don't get the wrong idea.
He wanted the...
I said, look, get the 15-year guarantee. You make that one, I'll smash all the windows and get you a new set, okay? Just get that. You make to the first
wanted the 30 year.
Make the first guarantee.
Thinking. Conservative. Your dad's conservative man, I guess.
Conservative man.
Because your dad, my father, rest in peace, I would send him, I learned never to send him mechanical things, simple things, like a camera. I sent him the Polaroid, and I, thinking he could take some pictures and send pictures of he and Mom around the house. I called my mom and said, I haven't got any pictures. She says, your dad's having trouble with the camera. And I says, Mom, there's a red button in front. You press that button, the camera spits up in your lap. The picture comes out, lands in your lap. He didn't want to go through that. Just that simple. So I didn't buy him those things anymore. But your dad's into hardware and stuff.
No, he's good with the mechanical stuff. It's a new simple stuff. You give him something mechanical, take it apart and fix it. You give him a one-step, how the hell you work this? You know, it's one step. What do you mean one? How can it be one step? It's a one step. What do you mean one step?
It's the camera, the same thing.
You give him a brownie with a hole in it, he's fine.
Oh, do you get back to visit your folks often?
Oh, I see him quite. I talk to him a lot. You know, I would say 4 or 5 times a week.
Does your mom know what's going on? And my folks sometimes didn't know currently what's going on.
Well, you know what it is? They're sort of at the age now where we have ridiculous conversations on the phone. You know, it's like wherever I am, if something happens in the world, there's a plane crash in Guam. Is that where you're going? No, I'm not going to Guam. I'm going to Salina, Kansas. Well, I thought it was Guam. No, we're not going to Guam. And you know, the thing in Bangladesh, you're not involved in it. No, I wasn't in the cyclone. You know, well, you're not going through there. No, I'm not changing planes there, you know. So we have these kind of things, you know. So she always wants to know where I am. So about a month ago, I call her up. I say, she says, oh, where are you working now? Where are you now? I said, I'm in Colorado, Ma, Colorado Springs. Very nice place. She goes, no, what kind of place? She says, what kind of place you working? I said, oh, it's a nice theater, Mom. It's the Pikes Peak Theater in Colorado Springs. Oh, the Pike, well, sure, the Pikes Peak Theater, that's going to be the place where the kids are going now, sure, with the TV show and all, the Pikes Peak Theater, sure. I said, what? You know, that Pikes Peak show the kids are all watching? I said, no, Ma. I said, no, it's not the Pikes Peak show, Ma. It's the Twin Peaks show. No, I think it's the Pikes Peak. Ma. I say, Ma, it is not the Pikes Peak show. I said, Ma, I work. She goes, let me ask your father. He's in the bed. No, don't go to the bed. Mom, I'm calling from a hotel. It's $2 a minute. Ma. No, she's gone like 9 minutes. She's done $22. You know, she comes back on. So your father said it's the Pikes Peak show. No, it's Ma. I said, Ma, look. I said, Ma, the people have been on the show. The show is called Twin Peaks. Well, maybe they just call it the Pikes Peak show in our area. No, they don't call it.
No, when they get something in their mind, forget it.
Yeah, that's
it's easier to go along with it. Says,
yes,
I think you're right, Mom. It is the Pikes Peak show. We have to take a short break. We're coming right back. Stay where you are. True story with a Polaroid. With Jaleel. We were having a little discussion about something you are nuts about, and that's cars, especially antique cars.
Yeah, I like cars.
And let me ask you something. What makes a classic car? I have a car sitting in my driveway at home, a 39 Chrysler Royal. True, that my dad owned when I was a kid. I learned to drive
sure,
in it. I still have that car sitting there. Now, is that a classic? Is it worth anything? Just being old doesn't make a difference.
Oh, sure it does. I mean, just being old, I think, makes it... It depends with the condition. And obviously, certain models that had a long run are worth more than models that, you know... I mean, if they own, like, the 55 T-Bird, they only made about 52,000 over the 3 years. So those are worth quite a bit. And other cars, you know, Volkswagens and whatnot, they made hundreds of thousands of.
So that wouldn't have a great value.
Oh, it would have a value because there aren't many left, you know.
39 Chrysler Royal. And how many of those are around?
Not many.
Yeah, I drove it out here once. It's a little sluggish.
And well,
it doesn't perk along.
That was your dad's car, right?
Yeah, I was the driver.
Original owner, so you could get some money for it.
I had my first sexual experience in that car.
Really? Well, that should be worth something right there.
Who was with you?
I was alone at the time, unfortunately. You set him up, I'll do the snap.
Well, you know the thing is, I like to work on them, and I used to work at a Rolls-Royce dealership, and I used to work at a Mercedes guy doing new car prep, but I always wanted to be a good mechanic, but I never, you know, you do stupid things, which, like the other day, I've got this car, Ford Cobra. Now, it's a sports car, and it's got a big gas tank. And the worst thing you always have with the older cars is fire. You're always afraid the car will catch fire or something, you get in an accident, or, you know. So I said to myself, I'm going to put this, I see this thing advertised, fire extinguisher system. You put these 2 big tanks in the trunk, 2 big fire extinguisher tanks, and you run copper line through the car that has, like, small holes in it, essentially like a sprinkler system.
You vent it into the roof, man?
No, the car's a convertible. It's all open.
Yeah.
But you run these through the car, through the engine compartment, around the gas tank. So the car catches fire, you pull this pin on the dash, and whoop, floods the thing with foam. Floods the whole car with foam, you know? So I figure, okay, let me put this in. And that's what they have them on the race car, right on the dashboard. So, you know, boom, you pull it. I said to myself, I don't want to put it on the dashboard. I'm going to put it down here under the seat, because, you know, a kid will see it. Or, since the car has no roof, somebody will pull it, and the whole thing will fill with foam. So I'm going to put it right down here by the seat rails, you know. So I get the whole thing installed. They say, boy, it looks real professional. I say, boy, I'm real proud of myself. I hook up these 2 big tanks, you know. I'm sitting on the Ventura Freeway the other day, and it's bumper to bumper traffic. It's like 100, you know, and there's no radio in the car, and I'm just sitting there broiling the heat. And, you know, I put my hand down the side of the seat, and I said, what the hell is this? It feels like a piece of wine. So I go, bing. I go, ah! Now the car just fills. The car fills with foam. The car, I'm sitting there, and I've got a roll bar and a safety house. The foam is like, I'm going, I can't breathe. The foam is up. So the car stalls. And now I look like I'm driving like the Mr. Bubble promotional vehicle. I'm struggling with the foam, you know. So now I'm just soaked. I'm soaked. The whole car is foam, and people are, hey, beep, they're laughing, driving by, you know. So then the highway patrols comes, and the guy goes, oh, what happened here? I said, oh, the fire extinguisher. He goes, you know, you're smart. You know, other people, this car could have burned to the ground if you didn't have it. I said, oh, yeah, I'm real smart. And foam.
God, that's funny. What is that, huh? Forgot.
I just forgot. I sent that piece of wire because I, you know, what is that thing? Ah!
You mentioned when people go by and the guy obviously recognizes you. You like that now when people recognize you?
I like it. I like to talk to people. You know, the funniest thing is when you get recognized by immigrants.
Give me that.
No, seriously, people that are new to, when people that come from another country and they come here and they see, for some reason when they recognize people on TV, like I'm in New York about a month ago, I'm walking down one of the streets, I'm trying to find something to eat. Now, you know, there's all sorts of exotic food places. I don't mean expensive, I mean guys on the street, you know. So I see this place and it's got Greek gyros and Middle Eastern grape leaves and all these kind of things. I said, well, let me go in there and see what the guy's got, you know. And I can never quite figure out what country these people are from, you know. So I walk in, I say to the guy, oh, can I have a gyro? I go, oh, Jaleel from the Johnny Carson program. Jaleel is here from the Johnny Carson. He goes, Ahmed, come out here, Ahmed. He said, you know, he goes, you must meet my son. You must meet my son, Mr. Leno. I said, oh, well, sure. And the son got, now the son is like first generation American, you know. And he's got, you know, the Simpson Cowabunga t-shirt thing on. And, you know, he just couldn't care less, you know. And I go, hi, how are you? He goes, Mr. Leno, thank you for coming to my shop. What can I do? I said, well, let me have a gyro. Let me have one of the gyro sandwiches. But without this, they put the sour cream sauce on it. I said, I want to say, yes, Mr. Ahmed, gyro for Mr. Leno, no sour cream. Yes. I said, oh, thank you. And he said, you know, Mr. Leno, I've been here for 20 years. I came here 20 years ago. My son was born in America. I said, oh, great. As I'm talking, I see Ahmed making the sandwich, you know, and he's putting the sour cream all over it, you know. So I said, oh, I think he put the sour cream. He goes, what? Ahmed, you idiot! You have ruined Mr. Leno's sandwich! He's slapping me, you know? He's slapping the kid. You know? Then he comes back to me, he goes, he is a good boy, but simple-minded, Mr. Leno. But you know, these people come from countries where if you ruin a famous guy's sandwich, they murder you. Yeah. It's fine, I'll take it, please. I am sorry, you have shamed me. He's screaming at me.
You humiliated the family.
So, you know, that's fine, I'll take it with the sauce.
They're more emotional.
It's very oddball.
That's a funny story.
Oh, is that odd?
Anyway, we're going to take a break. You're going to be in Harrah's next week, and then you're
be in Harrah's next week,
yeah,
and tomorrow night, Salina, Kansas.
Yeah.
And then Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. Thank you for coming tonight.
Well, good seeing you, boss.
Funny.
Thanks.
You're funny. We'll be right back. We're back. I think you have This young man appeared with you, I believe, one night while you were sitting in here. As you know, he plays Steve Urkel, everybody's favorite nerd on Family Matters, which, as they say, airs on another network. Would you welcome 14-year-old Jaleel White? Good to see you.
Oh, great to see you, too.
Hey, nice to finally meet you. Enjoy your work.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
You're a
thank
sports
you.
nut, aren't you?
Oh, big sports nut. Big
Been out jogging today?
No, just school and casual.
Just being cool, huh?
Yeah. Now, last time I was on the show, there was a big controversy over ice cream.
Oh, really?
And, and so I decided we're going to settle that controversy right now.
What was the controversy about?
The controversy was about my ice cream, in Jay's words, was it's not made with rock salt, and therefore...
You're talking about the old-fashioned ice cream.
Right, so it has to have rock salt to be pure ice cream.
I know what you're talking about.
Right, so this is rock salt less ice cream.
Is this with hand cranking? Or?
No, this is poured in, boop.
Well, let's take a look at it. Are these two different kinds of ice creams you're talking about here?
This is Carson Crunch, actually.
Carson Crunch.
And this is Lemon Leno right
Lemon
here.
Leno. Now, are there outside the different flavors? Are they made differently?
No, not really. Just the.
This is the one you made?
Yes. Now I'm sorry, Ed, but I was gonna bring you some, but your friends back there they neglected you.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I was gonna take care of you.
He's on that Jenny Craig thing.
I'm on a diet.
That's right. Ed's ice cream has a certain alcoholic content in it.
Right,
Hey,
Try this.
that's good stuff.
so is that okay for non-rock salt, no rock salt?
You have ruined the ice cream.
That's good stuff. Got walnuts in here?
Everything. Chocolate-covered almonds, white chocolate chunks, honey roasted macadamians,
That's
works.
good stuff. Thank you.
Oh, sure, no problem.
All righty.
I just had to get that out of my system.
Well, I hope so. I know you're a sports fan, particularly basketball.
Yes.
I understand last time you were here, Mr. Leno gave you a little gift
Oh,
or something.
thank you, Mr. Leno. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're a fine boy, Jimmy.
Thank you. He gave me a wonderful card.
Well, I understand he gave you something, but I have something for you, too.
Oh, this is so cool. This is like the show of gifts. Oh, man.
About a year and a half ago, I had Magic Johnson on the show, and he gave me this shirt. Personally. I'm going to give it to you. It's a Magic celebrating their back-to-back victories. There you are.
Oh, thank you.
There you are. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, you're
Now,
certainly
I'm only
welcome.
going to shake your hand once because I remember when I was on here last time, I shook yours 5 times.
You know, mine is not a recycled Nancy Reagan.
That's right. I mean, here's a fine garment versus a cheesy little piece of cardboard, and I thought... Well, anyway, that's yours.
Thank
Trying
you
to buy
very
this kid's affection, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves.
Thank you very much.
Hey, have some M&Ms for me.
I know you'd like to have the Oak Ridge's latest album. That's for you. And when I retire, you can sit here. Got anything better?
And the winner is...
Okay. Now, anyway,
Man, that's the kind of contest I
you
like.
got it, huh? You've had a lot of success early in life. You know, how are you handling it? Is it?
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's
You're not
really-
going out spending all your money, are you?
I have no money.
No, you know what? That's happened to a lot of young actors. They go out and they get this money and they get success, and wow, they go nuts.
But
Are you in a lounge?
honestly, no. My parents just, if I want something and they agree,
Yeah.
then I can get it. But otherwise, I don't get any money. You know, people, like I said this before, people think that child stars, you know, these kids, they get picked up in school in limousines and they do all these crazy things. No, I do the same, you know, routines. I have to clean my clothes, and we talked about, you know, ironing and doing
Good
all
for
sorts
you.
of things.
Sounds like your folks giving you a good level head.
Yeah, and
Because sooner or later you grow old, you know, it may not always be there.
It may not, but I still don't like cleaning, no.
You don't? But you-
I don't. No, I'm one of those people who likes to cook, but I don't want to deal with that afterwards when I'm done.
Of course, the cleaning up is no fun.
Yeah.
When you get a few extra dollars, what would you go out and buy? Sports stuff?
mainly, yeah, probably cards.
Baseball cards,
Yeah,
trading
basketball
cards?
cards. That's
Yeah.
it. That's probably about it.
You trade them with the other
Oh, no,
people?
I don't trade my cards. I don't trade
Just-
my cards.
yeah.
No, I don't trade my cards.
Now, what do you do when you're not working? What kind of hobbies you have?
Hobbies. Well, making ice cream.
Making ice cream.
I enjoy cooking. Just overall cooking. I really enjoy that.
Now, where'd you learn that? From your mom?
My mom and I have an interest, and I take cooking class at school.
You're kidding.
Yes, and so on Saturdays, my pop and I, we make it like we started a new ritual. This is going to be like the ultimate brunch day, and we're going to make our ultimate brunch. It's kind of like a father-son thing. We get in the
that's
kitchen
great.
and do that.
All the great cooks, most of the great cooks, I know Julia Childs, of course, but most of the great cooks are men, which always intrigued me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I think that's a women's work, but all the famous chefs in the world are men.
It's really creative. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. You get in there and just get lost in
Yeah,
it. Huh?
I tell you, the most fun I've ever had in terms of cooking is kneading dough. I like that. You just get to stretch at it and just get it.
Get all your hostilities out. Huh? You have a girlfriend at all, or is
No,
it?
no.
Uh-huh.
No.
Well, there's an item here. I'm gonna check on this. Now, this is from one of these silly tabloids.
No, one.
Yeah,
like
it is. I
activity
want to
going.
check this out, and you can answer this right now. A dozen girls tail Jaleel White, 14-year-old star of the Top 10 show Family Matters, into a dressing room at the L.A. clothing store. Then attack him like a pack of piranhas and stripped him. The skinny star was left standing in briefs only as the squealing teens ran off with his duds. Now, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you get to be famous. Any truth to this?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I haven't even been to the mall since Christmas.
Yeah.
No.
So screaming fans did not make off with your clothes?
No, they didn't make off with my clothes at all. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It reminded me of a dream I had the other night, though.
You're certainly at that age. What was it?
No,
Just to go down memory lane, what was it about? You don't have to get into your dreams. It was a good dream? I mean...
Oh, nice. I was playing basketball, as a matter of fact. Good, wholesome, good American dream.
Good for you. Oh. What do you want to do? You want to stay an actor? I mean, if acting, if you have that
I'll
career...
tell you, one of my heroes is Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. So you'd like to get into directing? He's had a great career.
Yes.
A child act, good actor, and is now directing.
His goal was to be appreciated for his talents as a director.
Mm-hmm.
I recently read an article on him, and he said he enjoyed acting, but he really looked at it as a stepping stone because what he wanted to do was direct and create his own films, and that's really what I like to do.
Hey.
And he loved basketball. He'd been in the business ever since he was just wee high, and so I mean, I almost say, gosh, my life, believe it or not, my life is almost following this guy's pattern.
Well, with your confidence and the level head you seem to have, I don't see any reason why you couldn't do that. You make a bright young man. It's nice
Thanks
to meet
a
you.
lot for the support.
Thank you. We'll be right back. Here we are. Not true, huh? Good. You have a good time?
Oh, I had a great time.
Yeah, you're fun to talk with. Will you come back and do this again?
Sure. Anytime.
You're going to have another season, I'm sure, of Family Matters and go on and on and on?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Okay.
Jerry.
And Jay will be at Harrah's next week in Salina, Kansas, I guess, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, Chastain Park in Atlanta. The next day,
And moving on and on and on. And our stage manager, Kevin Quinn, you won't be here tomorrow, will you, Kevin?
No, sir, I'm in service.
Yeah. Where are you going tomorrow? What are you going to do this weekend?
Getting married.
You're getting married this week. As you know, Ed and I are available for marriage counseling anytime. Any problems, just drop in and we'll certainly set you straight. Good luck. Have a happy marriage. Tomorrow night, John Candy will be here. Maureen O'Hara, lovely actress. The music of Shirley Horn and sportscaster Jim Valvano. Have a night.